Now, I watch a new film every other day. Follow along for recommendations and reviews. Today, I just finished watching The Point of Life that is showing on Bolaji Ogumala TV. First of all, the reason that I watched it was because a couple of days ago on the film club, we were having a discussion on Instagram and TikTok about repeating of faces because we had seen a couple of films that starred Michael Dappa and Soso in it. And then one of the comments that I kept on getting was, "Oh, The Point of Life is actually really good. You should check it out." So I decided to check it out, and I've just finished watching it. The film just finished. It's a very This is the non-spoiler section, so I would say it's a sad story. The ending is when you're even watching the film play out and you're familiar with this kind of story. The ending is the sad inevitability of how the stories go, and it never makes it easier. It's forever hard. It's forever a hard pill to swallow. But this film really shows that sadness and the reality of dealing with this. The poster yesterday, which announced the film and gave the description, already kind of tells you a little bit about what the film is. So I can tell you a little bit that this is about drug use. It's about addiction. The film starts off with this married couple. This is the non-spoiler section. I won't spoil it for you. The film starts off with showing this married couple, and before any hula baloo starts, you really get to see their love story. You get to see their romance. There's a scene, I think, one of the most vulnerable ones that I enjoyed. Without giving spoilers, is this lap dance scene that Michael Dappa does is something to watch out for in the film. And it was very intimate. It was very lovely. It was fun to watch, and you get to see these intimate moments of this couple and see why they love each other and how they fell in love, right? And then a visit to his father just kind of turns this film in a different direction. And I guess the weight of something that he has been trying to avoid comes crashing down, and then their lives just take this turn. This is my first time seeing Suso as an actress, believe it or not. I've never seen. I know her from TikTok from doing. That is how I didn't even know this girl was an actress for the longest time. I just knew her for that dance, which is very funny. And her acting, I would say, was very interesting in the sense that in some moments, I was like, "Go girl, give us nothing." She's really giving me nothing, and then there are moments too that, oh, she's giving everything. So you cannot say she's a bad actress at all. She gave her all in some scenes, but then there were some scenes too that I was like, she's kind of lacking a lot of expressiveness. But this is a film that you should definitely check out. It's heavy and it's sad, but it's worth checking out. For those of us who have watched it, if you're ready to come and talk about this film with spoilers, then spoilers ahead in three, two, one. Let us go. All right, now we're in the spoiler section. Please, if you're going to write a comment that has spoilers, just write spoiler alert before you write your comment so that we don't spoil for people that have not yet watched it. All right, let's start just. It was good to see their love story before the relapse began, where he's using his cheesy lines of rain and green when they first meet, but then that carries on for the duration of their marriage. It was nice to see them in their playful moments. When Rain and Green then go to the father's house, and this is the first time that Rain is seeing the father, I said, "Now, girl, how are you going to marry a man that you have not even seen his father beforehand?" Because it was that meeting with his father that triggered this. His father telling him how he killed his mother seemed to be the thing that really sent him into a spiral and that led him into this journey, which was very sad to ultimately see that, in a way, if Rain had seen this moment or had this moment before she got married to him, before she get belle for him, maybe that would have changed her decision to marry him or just the course of her life. Of course, when his relapse now starts, we then start seeing the pervasive nature of drugs. There's a moment when she asks, "Why is everybody's advice for me to leave?" And I said, "Girl, because of what we don't see at the end." Drugs, as everybody in this film says, and what is just the sad reality of drugs, is that it is such a pervasive thing, because even if the person themselves wishes to stop, they love you, they actually sometimes are so desperate to stop, they can see the disappointment on your face. And sometimes that disappointment even drives them deeper into the drug use, because they are trying to escape the reality of their life. They are trying to escape even that guilty feeling, that feeling of shame that they are getting from their loved ones. So sometimes it can push them deeper. And you even see that in this film. The sad reality, as we see in this film, is that there's nothing you can do sometimes. When she finds out that she's pregnant, right? Even in that moment when she goes to the hospital, you've seen that she has even kind of stopped paying attention to her own bodily autonomy. She's not even really keeping track again of the fact that her period, she's not seeing it, just to tell you how much of herself she's given to this man. She's lost her job. She's basically become his patrol officer. Like, she's always on him. And so when the pregnancy then comes, I was watching and I was like, because now it's kind of also just complicated it a little bit more, for her. Even when Green then hears, okay, a baby is coming, you really see him put in the effort. He really says, okay, stay, I'm going to really try. And he starts going through the withdrawals, which are also very difficult. Like you're seeing him getting snappy, especially at that beginning side. He does not want her to touch him. He's having his feelings around it. You're really seeing him shaking on the bed. As the loved one watching this is difficult. It's painful. I felt Rain's pain and helplessness. Even having to be searching someone's rectum, sadly, to now find what you feared inside, you are almost watching this knowing the inevitability of how this ends. Because even when he starts really fighting back and they have that moment of they go for dinner, it's like happy day, they come back home and he's like, oh, let me go into the room. She goes into the kitchen. She sees that he has finally bought water for the house. This is the glimmer of the man that she married. And it's like, oh, okay, thank God. She goes into the room. There he is on the bed. The one moment she took her eyes away from this man, the one moment she started having any sort of like, let me just breathe easy. Now, how the thing can end. It's so sad, but it's the inevitable reality of how so many of these situations end, and that is what makes it so sad. It's very crazy to think that this was all in their first year of marriage. Like it's sad when at the end they were like, wow, this is not how our first year of marriage I thought it was going to be. I was like, oh wow, this indeed was actually their first year of marriage. This film was harrowing, sad, but well done, and the reality of many couples that find themselves in situations with addicts. Addiction is a very, very real thing. It's a horrible. I don't wish it on anybody. I don't wish addiction on the loved ones of anybody. It is sad. It is painful. Oh my god. If you have watched this film, I'm very curious to know what you think about it. So please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, if you have watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I'm the curator of the VDK Film Club, where every other day we watch something new and we just about it like we've done today. Follow along. All right. Until the next film that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.